Tom Cohen, shalom.
Shalom Rav.
And welcome to CultureBuzz.
It's great to be here.
Tom, you are the director, the musical director, and the director of the Andalusian Orchestra.
I will make it easier for you just because it's very hard to say. Head conductor and musical director of the Mediterranean Andalusian Orchestra, Ashkelon.
Thank you, Tom.
You're welcome.
Thank you for your help. And we are sitting here just before you take on stage with your wonderful orchestra to celebrate Beit Avi Chai's 5 years birthday with Knessiyat Ha Sechel 20th birthday.
Yes.
So this is indeed a very festive occasion.
Indeed.
And I had the pleasure of listening to the first songs you are cooperating with Knessiyat Ha Sechel, and I must say, brilliant.
Thank you very much.
So Tom, let's talk about the Andalusian Mediterranean Orchestra.
Well, our orchestra is one of a kind phenomenon in the whole world, basically. It is an orchestra that is composed of a 20-piece chamber orchestra, like a Western classical orchestra: first violin, second violin, viola, cello, oboe, and double bass. And in front of them we have a 10-piece authentic ensemble, what we call the classical Eastern musicians, starting with the percussions like the darbuka and the tar, which is kind of a cymbal drum, on to amazing instruments like the kanun, who looks like the inside of a piano, the oud, who is the most ancient fretted instrument, the flamenco guitar, the ney flute, Arabic violin, etc.
A meeting point of East-West music.
Exactly like the region we come from. A true meeting point, and a true meeting point musically as well, because the musicians in the orchestra come from very different schools. And this in a way is a microcosmos of the Israeli society, because most of our string musicians are olim from the former USSR.
Newcomers or immigrants, yes.
Whilst the traditional ensemble, the authentic musicians, most of them were born in Arab countries, such as Morocco or Iran.
Basically the story of Israel.
Exactly. And while the Western musicians read music from notes, read the arrangements that I write for them, the music to the authentic musician is transmitted orally, because most of them do not read the notes. So
they rely on their perfect hearing.
Perfect hearing and perfect memory. They have, each one of them, besides being a virtuoso on his instrument, is an encyclopedia of music. They have
fantastic
thousands of melodies inside their head that they remember.
And there is also a major difference when it comes to the tonality.
Exactly. In Eastern music, a lot of the times we use the quarter notes, which are notes that are not used in Western music, do not exist in Western music. A big percent of my work with the Western musicians is about the articulation and finding the exact places of these notes that all their life they've been trying to avoid.
Right. Sounds like a wonderful challenge.
It's a dream job.
For a maestro.
I love my work.
You've been around for 15 years now?
The orchestra...
Or almost 18?
The orchestra has been working for almost 18 years. We had all kinds of stories in the middle, and I've been musical director of the orchestra for the last 3 years, or 3 and some. And since then we really, in a way, based ourselves as a true cultural home for music that comes from all over the Mediterranean region. Our main goal, which we still keep, is the ancient Andalusian music that is mostly sung, mostly vocal music that was written during the Golden Age, times in Spain where Jews and Muslims lived in peace and harmony together and created the ancient Allah music.
Medieval times.
Exactly. And
before they were kicked out of Spain and Portugal.
Exactly. Before they were kicked out and moved to the Maghreb through the Gibraltar Isthmus, where they preserved the music.
Right.
So this was our core. This is still our core, but at the same time, we are now more open to styles that come from all over the Mediterranean region. You know, we feel the energy of this place that we live in, and we have a lot, you know, today with the internet, and as you know, with your site, there are no real boundaries or borders between us and our neighboring countries, even the ones that on paper we are enemies with.
And this concept is being reflected in your music.
Exactly.
And I know that you perform extensively in Israel.
Yeah, the orchestra does.
What about abroad?
The orchestra does in Israel an average of 120 concerts a year.
Amazing.
Which is a lot.
Amazing.
For an orchestra of...
You are a busy orchestra.
We are one of the busiest cultural bodies in Israel.
Maybe even beyond.
Yeah. I can say that luckily, because of this new approach that we took, we just got invited to the Gibraltar World Music Festival, in which we will perform next July.
Mazel tov.
Thank you very much. I must admit that I'm the artistic director of the festival, but
it helps.
But yeah, but I do not take decisions by myself. And of course, there is very big interest in what we do. The most beautiful thing for me is to see that our videos on YouTube, even the ones that are shot with the cellular phones or other gadgets like this, get great number of hits, and not from within, not only from within the country, but
let me guess that many of the spectators are from Arab and Muslim countries.
More than you can imagine,
yes.
And we are so grateful for that.
Yes. So maybe in the future there will be cooperation between your orchestra and well-known Arab musicians?
First of all, I must say, first of all, we have our Palestinian musicians within the orchestra.
Okay.
Second of all, we do perform along the years. Even this last February, two big, very known soloists from Morocco came to perform with the orchestra in Israel, all throughout the country.
Wonderful.
We are very much devoted and promoting the idea of peace and the idea of coexistence through music and culture, especially this culture that is really a culture that was created together. I look at my grandfather who was born in Iraq, and I see that his culture is the Egyptian music, is Kulthum and Abdul Wahab, a lot more than things that are supposed to be, things that are in his immediate environment. And we are very, very happy to have the chance to try and put the first stone in that bridge that, how do we say, inshallah, will be built.
Yeah, and we join this wish with all our heart. And I don't know what to wish you, Tom, but I must say that listening to you is very inspiring.
Thank you very much.
And I think maybe the only wish I can wish you that one day the Andalusian Orchestra under your baton will be hosting Fairuz. And if not Fairuz, maybe you can start with our Miriam Tukan.
I'm a great fan, besides Fairuz, who is amazing. I'm a great fan of her son, Ziad Rahbani.
Also a singer?
Also, but he composes amazing music.
Okay.
And he combines jazz and Arabic music. And maybe this is a chance to call him Ziad, Habibi. Let's do something together, please. I love you, man.
Yes, this is an open call, not only to Ziad, but to everybody.
Everybody.
Come and sing and perform your music with a wonderful orchestra.
Thank you.
Tom Cohen, תודה רבה.
תודה לך.
שלום, שלום.
שלום.